Globetrotting live streamer Turan Spidey is currently in a mental institution. After a string of insane trips fueled by many substances, Turan is currently locked up against his will. For those of you who haven't seen my last video on Turan Spidey, let me give you a quick rundown of who he is and a little bit of his past before we get into the present. Turan is a man in his mid-20s from Australia who left his home at the age of 15 to travel the world. Capitalizing in the recent popularity of IRL streaming, Turan would go from a simple sheep-shearing vlog channel to an absolute public menace, as you will see in this video. When we last left Turan, he was hanging out with Johnny Somali in Japan, and lucky for him, he left just before Johnny's notorious arrest. While over there, Spidey had also gotten himself in some hot water for entering the women's only train car to film, and for also entering a room that was meant for nursing mothers. Needless to say, while in Japan, Spidey cemented himself as one of those streamers who is extremely disrespectful to the public. So after returning from Japan and going to the United States, you might think that Spidey would try to turn over a new leaf, but I think that this next clip is a perfect example of everything that Spidey learned in Japan. Viewer discretion is advised.
What fucking god, dude? Hungover. Bro, it's like leaking down there.
It's safe to say that he learned absolutely nothing, and that things were only getting worse. Spidey's drinking was out of control. We also have to keep in mind that Spidey is using copious amounts of substances, so many in fact that it is hard to pin down exactly what he's on at what times, but this habit also intensified upon his return to America. And his habits weren't the only thing intensifying. Turan was becoming more confrontational in his streams. He was not afraid to harass people for content, leaning into the Jack Doherty neon-style live streams, where you are as much of a nuisance in public as possible. The only problem is Turan doesn't have any bodyguards.
Where's your etiquette, young man? He's clearly not a civilized man. He's clearly not a civilized boy walking into a restaurant with his shirt off. Ah, what the fuck, dude? Bro, what the fuck was... Bro, that motherfucker just... What the fuck, dude? A cup of ice, dude? Wow. Bro, that guy threw a cup of ice on my back. What the fuck?
Up until this point in time, I had no idea a cup of ice could hit someone with such intensity, and the only props that I will give Turan in this situation is that he just stood there and didn't go looking for a fight. Not that I'm saying him doing these things in public is acceptable, it's far from it, and these stunts would only get worse on Spidey's end. One that infuriated even die-hard Spidey fans was a mobility scooter prank that Spidey pulled in a Hawaiian Walmart. I'll let you guys watch the clip and determine if you think that this was just a prank.
Oh, sorry, sir. I would like to apologize.
These scooters are very limited, there are only a couple per store, and should absolutely never be used as a toy for you to just enjoy your experience. They are there for people who legitimately need them, for people who I'm sure would love to push a cart around, but physically cannot. And then on top of it, you seek out one of the only other mobility scooter users in the store and ram into them like this is bumper cars. I don't know about you guys, but this seems less like a prank and more like harassment / being a general public nuisance. Are you tired of rude people, unstocked shelves, and cramped parking lots at the supermarket? Well, then you might want to check out the sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. I don't know about you guys, but as time passes, supermarkets just get worse. Half the time, they don't even have what I'm after, and when they do, I have to navigate through a sea of other shoppers. HelloFresh not only mitigates this problem, but does it in a delicious way. It is the #1 meal service company for a reason. I have had several meals by them. They've all been delicious, and they were really fun to make. Each meal comes with instructions on how to cook it, as well as prepare its ingredients. And the beauty of it is that even the most complicated dishes can be prepared in about 20 minutes. HelloFresh is teaching you how to make great food and sending all the ingredients to your front door, bringing you the opportunity to eat delicious meals in half the time that they would normally take, and in my opinion, at a better quality. Click the link in the description or use my code kiwitapes16fm and get 16 free meals plus dessert for life while your subscription is active. Less time, less stress, more food. Can't go wrong with that. And a big thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. I'm sure some of you heard me mention that this took place in a Hawaiian Walmart, and I want you guys to take a second and properly prepare yourselves because the Hawaii saga gets weird. When Turan first arrived on the islands, he was worse than ever. His disrespect of the local land and people was absolutely unacceptable. When he arrived, he was already harassing people in public and disrespecting the elderly. But in my opinion, none of that compares to the clip I'm about to show you.
I'm not even gonna bother freaking wiping, dude. That wiping, bro. Wiping, bro.
I don't know if Turan heard, but the Hawaiian natives are not exactly thrilled with tourists right now. I mean, they never really have been, but how can you blame them when you have people like Turan defecating on their beaches? And it's like I was saying earlier, it also makes things so much harder for legitimate travel live streamers, who will now be looked down upon even more because of Turan's actions. Turan's absolute disrespect of the islands and its people is sadly expected from him. This has been a reoccurring theme throughout his career as a live streamer, and has only gotten worse with time and clout. It was around this time that Turan began discussing social media influencing much more, growing extremely determined to become one of the top live streamers. And this would lead Turan to a situation that is by far one of the weirdest he's been involved in, and led me down an immense rabbit hole that might need to result in another video. While in Hawaii, Turan would come in contact with a fellow content creator called Mr. G. Mr. G is well known for his cat videos on TikTok, where he will feed the homeless cats of Hawaii. There are numerous disturbing allegations against Mr. G that I will mention as this video progresses. After getting to know each other for a while, Mr. G made Spidey an offer to come live with him in Hawaii. He had a place, and he wanted to help manage Spidey's social media. All Spidey had to do was sign this little old contract. This contract would include clauses like Spidey having to wake up at 3 a.m. to help Mr. G feed the cats. Only after doing this is Spidey allowed to go out and film for 8 hours, then he must return home every night. Mr. G would also need all of Spidey's bank information, as well as 20% of all of his live stream earnings. Basically, Spidey was paying Mr. G to wake up at 3 a.m. and help him feed his cats. And let's get into these cats, because there are absolutely disturbing allegations of what Mr. G is doing to them. While I can't show them here, I have seen a couple videos of him barely dressed dancing around with these cats, and seen very much talk of him acting inappropriately with them. It was also highly suspected that Mr. G was trying to put the moves on Turan. All of this is just accusations, but judging by the couple videos I have seen by Mr. G, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, as he has tried to do this with other people that suffer from mental problems. And though Mr. G presented a friendly, kind appearance on camera, there would be a couple of times where Spidey portrayed him completely different. Here is Spidey talking about some of those times.
I had kind of a little fight with Mr. G this morning, because I woke up at 3 a.m. to help him feed the cats, to help him like make the videos to like feed the cats. See his TikTok fucking feeding homeless street cats every morning. I fucking wake up at 3 a.m. and I'm fucking not in the mood, right? I'm not in the fucking mood to do it. But get out of bed, right? Even though I slept like 7-8 hours, I walked around for fucking ages yesterday. I go outside, you know, And then he's like really bossy. He's so bossy. He's like, oh, you do it this way. No, you're supposed to do it like this. You know, you're supposed to hold the camera closer to me. Like, and it's like, fuck it. That's the don't fucking talk to me like that at 3 a.m. in the morning. When I'm fucking sacrificing sleep, giving you 20% for fucking TTS. I should be getting paid to fucking help fucking film with the cats, dude. And he called me a little bitch this morning. He was like, you little bitch. This is not how adults behave. Like he said, you fucking little bitch, and he's like calling me like a fucking idiot, and like just swearing at me, calling me the B word.
After enough time, Spidey had had enough of Mr. G's oppressive regime and decided that he would no longer be working with him. The only positive thing that came from Spidey's time with Mr. G is that it seemed he had spent a little bit of his time sober. But this was one of the only positives. Spidey lost a lot of viewers around this time and was making almost nothing in comparison to his public harassment streams. So after leaving Mr. G, Spidey decided to go to the one place that his old viewers seemed to like him visiting the most. He would fly to Thailand, and that's where this story really picks up. If you know anything about Turan, then you would know that as soon as he arrived in Thailand, all of his old habits returned in force, and he would begin spending money like crazy on food, substances, and the services of other people. This would lead to a series of very interesting videos that Turan would post begging for money while in Thailand. The one I'm about to show you in particular is my favorite because I believe that there is a person in the room with him, all while Turan is going on about how he respects Thai culture and begging for $100.
Hey guys, I am trying to raise $100 on my Cash App to I spend all my money and I do my kick stream, and everything that I make from that is I do all for Thailand, to give all 100% to the Thai community, to be allowed to have a good time in Thailand. That's why I'm trying to asking Cash App is the only way I can take money out of the ATM so I can reinvest it into. If you guys want to see tonight's live stream, guys, I'm trying to raise $100, and it's going to be a great stream, and it's all for Thailand, for the community, not for me, my greed. But I spent all my money on, companionship, respecting women, just going on a first date, paying a bar fine, and showing only good things about Thailand. And I back that up. What 100% I have to say. I back up what I have to say.
I'm sure that you heard Turan mention it in his videos, but I'd like to further discuss his girlfriend. While in Thailand, Turan would end up meeting a 50-year-old woman with a child who he would end up calling his girlfriend. During these begging videos, he would always ask for money to take her on dates. I don't know about you guys, but something smells fishy about that situation. And many of Turan's quote-unquote fans thought this as well. People were also accusing Turan of his accelerated substance abuse, as in many of these videos during his trip to Thailand, his pupils are either tiny or gigantic. Sometimes they weren't even the same size as each other, causing massive concern amongst viewers. Turan was also acting crazier than normal, going on about how he was a Thai man. In both culture and ethnicity, he was absolutely out of his mind 95% of the time. People only speculating as to what he was on at any certain moment. And some of these live streams would get pretty concerning. Turan would be incoherently rolling around, saying very little, which leads us to a clip of a stream that I'm about to show you, where Turan, after a bender in his hotel room, has an interaction with the police.
Okay? You okay?
Yes.
You have passport?
Chơi.
Where you come from?
Chơi. Australia. TikTok.
No.
TikTok. Tourist.
Yeah.
Tourist.
Okay, you
See, 20 minutes now.
Pardon?
20 minutes now.
20 minutes?
Yes, sleep. Actor.
Actor?
Yes.
Okay. actor
Yes.
next time you don't
No,
like, okay
Live not allowed?
oh
Hold up. Not, hold up.
Streams like these would become increasingly normal as Turan's time in Thailand went on, until one day, to everybody's surprise, Turan vanished. If you've watched Spidey's content for a significant amount of time, then you'll know that he rarely goes a couple of days without live streaming. And when fans noticed that he hadn't posted in 3 days, they became concerned. They had already speculated that he had fled another part of the country due to debts, and as I said before, him going missing for more than a couple of days is extremely out of character. This led some of his few remaining fans to contacting hospitals, police stations, as well as Turan's family. And after a couple of days of searching, people found him alive, but not so well, in a Thailand hospital. After being up for a week on God knows what, Turan frantically ran to the police station, where he begged the police to help him as he had lost what was left of his mind. I truly believe this to be the case because when they first found pictures of Turan in the hospital, he looked genuinely out of it, and had he not gone to the hospital when he did, God only knows what would have happened to him. After being found, Turan was quickly taken back to Australia by his mother, who, upon hearing of his disappearance, worked in tandem with fans to find him. And after doing so, she went to see Turan where she begged him to return to Australia with her. And when he returned to Australia, he was involuntarily admitted to a mental institution. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, this is going to be the last time that we hear from Spidey in quite a while. But this is not the case, as he was still allowed access to his phone and was determined to give us the full experience.
So in this mental hospital, I'm only allowed my phone from like 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. So I'm gonna make the most out of it, guys. I'm gonna go live on my other account. I'm gonna tag it, so go follow that account if you wanna watch me live from my cell.
That's right, guys. Turan Spidey might be one of the first live streamers ever to stream from a mental institution. And he kept his word, booting up a live stream later that day. And even though Turan was locked inside of a padded room, he was still determined to create content for his audience. For those of you who don't know, in some mental facilities, there is something called a duress button, pressed by either a patient or staff to summon guards there for help immediately. Upon realizing that he had one of these buttons, Turan would live stream himself pressing it for the quote-unquote memes. Here is the interaction that ensued as a result.
Should I press it? Just for the memes. For the memes. Oh shit. 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 Fuck. 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 Sorry. My bad. Sorry. I accidentally pressed it.
Turan, I actually need to take your phone off you.
Why's that?
Because you're in huge breach, because you are videoing this ward.
I'm just gonna mic myself, my face.
But I need that phone.
But it's my phone. Please leave me alone. I do not consent to any. I do not consent to this. I do not consent to this. I do not consent to this.
So we need to
I do not consent to this.
it is going to be put into Oh, and by the way, can you come out here, please, Turan?
Can I go to back to my room?
We want you to stay on the wall where we can see what you're filming.
Can I go back to my room? Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I'm not here to fight. I'm not here to fight.
Well, it sounds to me like you're here to argue with us.
No.
We're your treatment givers. We're asking you for the phone because of damage to your reputation and damage of reputation to other patients on this ward. And you're filming a government building of which you have no permission to do so.
Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Hand over the phone. So can you please leave this area?
I would like an independent representative.
It seemed that after this incident, Turan would go dark for quite some time. Many speculate that he was prohibited access to his phone, and it seemed that he could now only record from his mother's phone when she came to visit. During one of his mother's visits, we got a good look at the state that Turan was in. He was not happy with her, he called her Darth Vader, and seemed like his normal insane self. But it would be the next couple videos that would be released just recently that would show a complete 180 of the Turan that entered that facility. He can now only use his TikTok account from his mother's phone when she comes to visit, and during this second visit, it seemed that the institution had done Turan some real good. Here are some clips of his most recent live streams.
I'm not too bad, thank you.
Are these subscribers only?
Yeah, these are subscribers only.
Oh, that's good.
Cool.
These are all your top Gs.
These are all the top G's, yeah, subscribers.
Great. So,
Paco Peña. Hola, soy Turan. Soy medio turco. It's true. Guys, I'm also learning Mandarin as well, guys. I can say ni jiao shen me mingzi. It means what is your name? I can say 我学习汉语，还学习西班牙语. It means I study Chinese and Spanish in Mandarin. Thank you. Hope you're well. Yeah, thank you. I'm currently honestly, I'm not really that well, guys. Like, the fact I'm in hospital is not really, I'm getting well. So I'm not gonna say like I am well. Yeah.
do you feel a difference from before?
Yeah, kind of. Although, yeah, I'm not sure. Thank you, Christina, because I do get like, guys, I've been having like some crazy intrusive thoughts of like, yeah, recently, but I'm not like numbing them or like using anything to numb them just to cope like I was before, and instead I'm just sitting with that emotion, negative emotion, and I'm just thinking that it's rewiring my neural pathways.
In my time researching for this Turan video, as well as my previous one, I have seen a lot of his content. And I will say, after spending this month in the mental institution, he seems better than he has been in years. He is really coming to grip with the root sources of his issues, and has seemed to have completely checked his narcissism. While I am not a fan by far of any of the things Spidey has done in the past, this is promising for his future. Hopefully he can continue to get the help that he needs and continue to progress as the person he is. Because make no mistake, if Spidey would have continued the lifestyle that he was living in Thailand, he would have been dead within the year. The abuse that his body has already been through at his own hands is very serious, and it could take quite a bit of time in the hospital to help treat. I don't know when my next Turan Spidey video will be, but for now, I'm going to consider this the good ending. And we can only hope that he sticks with this, because this epidemic of insanely disrespectful IRL live streamers is already out of control. The rise of Jack Doherty and Neon have created an environment of thinking that stuff like this is actually cool. It's not, and it's contributed heavily to the downfall of Turan. And hopefully his recovery is a sign of things to come. And that's all I have on Turan Spidey for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It always blows my mind when I check back up on a video subject we covered in the past, because more often than not, a ton of things have happened. I'm just very happy that this time, in the end, it was positive. I want to thank you so much for watching this video, especially till the end. That really helps with the algorithm, does wonders for this channel. The biggest of shoutouts to all my channel members, the lifeblood, the backbone of this community. You guys are a bunch of G's. The place would not be the same without you. And to you watching this video right now, listening to these words, time is the most valuable thing any of us have, and the fact that you would spend some of it here with us means the world. I hope that you all have a wonderful night, and be sure to keep it Kiwi.